There was once a time when the world's oceans were clean and pure, but that is not the case nowadays. According to the February 2008 Science Journal, humans have affected every mile of the ocean on Earth and have impacted about 40% of marine ecosystems. Today I would like to explain to you the effects of ocean pollution on marine animals. I have been researching this topic for a while now, and I have found a lot of interesting information. I am sure that we have all seen the effects that pollution has on our oceans, and we have most likely contributed to it unintentionally at some point in our lives. Today I will discuss the types of ocean pollution, its effects on marine animals, and the way we can prevent further damage. I would first like to talk to you about the different types of pollutions that are in the ocean. Our oceans are constantly being damaged by the pollutions that come from land activities, such as plastics and other garbage, oil, spillage, and toxic chemicals. Most of all the garbage that we throw away eventually finds its way to the ocean, if we do not dispose of it properly. Some of this trash includes plastic bags, balloons, packaging materials, shoes and other articles of clothing, plastic and glass bottles, and other waste items. According to the World Wildlife Fund, many marine animals tend to mistake plastic bags for food, and certain plastic materials have been found lodged inside the breathing passages and stomachs of many marine species, including whales, dolphins, seals, and sea turtles. I'm sure we all remember the BP oil spill and how damaging it was to our ocean. Oil pollution is not only caused from spills. According to the U.S. National Research Council, 36% of oil flows down drains and rivers as runoff from our cities. This graph is from the Smithsonian Institution. This is from the traveling exhibit. It shows how many millions of gallons of oil each source puts into the ocean each year. Big spills only put about 5% of the oil pollution, but one large spill can negatively affect the sea and shore marine life for miles. Routine maintenance, like ship cleaning and other operations, release tons of oils into open waters each year. Oil from car engines may end up in waterways that lead straight down into the ocean. One 5-quart oil change can contaminate 1 million gallons of water. Air pollution from our cars and factories release tons of toxins that eventually settle into the ocean. Offshore drilling can cause pollution from operational spillage and discharges. There are also natural causes, like natural seeps from the bottom of the ocean, that release oil into the water. Pesticides and other chemicals from household products have made their way into various marine life. Chemicals that are in water end up in the plankton, and when the fish eat the plankton, the chemicals go into the fish, and then when we eat the fish, the toxins go into us. Now that you have an idea of what pollutants are in the ocean, I will explain its effects on the marine animals. Ocean pollution alters and damages the lives of many marine species. Animals have been getting various illnesses, and their homes are being destroyed at incredible rates. Illnesses in aquatic animals are increasing dramatically. According to Blue Voice, which is a non-profit organization dedicated to protecting the ocean, pollutions have caused many health issues, such as liver disease, nervous and digestive system issues, reproductive malformations, and growth problems in marine animals. Some of the most top toxic marine animals include bottlenose dolphin, orca, the beluga whale, the Mediterranean monk seal, and the polar bear. More and more species are experiencing extinction due to damages in the environment each year. Overfishing, ocean warming, and areas of low oxygen called dead zones can alter marine habitats. Oceanography professor Jeremy Jackson states, areas that have featured intricate marine food webs with large animals are being converted into simplistic ecosystems dominated by microbes, toxic algae blooms, jellyfish, and disease. Coral reefs are the most threatened of all the ecosystems. Open oceans and coastal seas are being threatened by overfishing. Now that you know some of the effects that pollution has on aquatic life, I will tell you about some of the ways pollution can be prevented and reduced. There are many things that the government and other nonprofit organizations are trying to do to prevent pollutants from getting into our oceans. There are also things that we as individuals need to do to reduce the amount of ocean pollution that is dumped into the water each day. The EPA, or the Environmental Protection Agency, has implemented many marine pollution treaties, from vessel pollution to ocean dumping treaties and treaties that involve coral reefs and Arctic marine environments. The Ocean Conservation Society is dedicated to the protection of marine wildlife. They work on projects that help benefit specific groups. The Yucatan project that they worked on a couple of years ago focused on the conservation of sea turtles in El Palmar, Yucatan. During this project, the group also did studies on bottlenose dolphins. The OSC is currently in the middle of the LA Dolphin Project, in which they are studying different coastal populations and the effects that pollution has on these animals. As individuals, we need to take ocean pollution more seriously. Although the pollution may seem like it is not directly affecting us, it is harming us in ways that is hard to imagine. These toxins that we are releasing into the waters gets put inside our bodies by the fish that we eat. If we do not start putting more effort into preventing ocean pollution, there will be no more fish for us to eat, jobs will be lost, and more importantly, our beautiful oceans will no longer exist. Today I've explained to you the types of ocean pollution, the effects it has on marine life, and some of the ways we can prevent it. As you may notice, this problem will not just disappear on its own. Thank you.
So Daniel, what did you think?
I think your speech is pretty good. Your voice is clear. You have provided us with a hook that starts with facts and statistics. That's pretty good. And you have very clear 3 parts of your bodies with very understandable and smooth transitions. And I see that you have a lot of evidence ranging from statistics, facts, and even very clear and big pictures. However, I think the speech can be enhanced if you make more eye contact with the audience. So, yeah.
Okay. I'd mirror a lot of those kinds of comments. I liked all the structural, technical elements in the speech are pretty solid. You've got a nice hook at the beginning. You've got a clear statement of what your goal is. There's an excellent preview. We know what's coming up. As you get to each point, you do a nice job signposting it, and there are good transitions. Sometimes they could be a little bit smoother and not quite so obvious that this is, here's a transition statement, but it's just one of those things that takes a little bit of practice. But I like the fact that it was clear and easy to follow. So that was really solid. On the first point, I was beginning to think, well, there's some information here, but I didn't get really as clear a citation as I thought I would get. But I thought you did a really solid job on the second and third points. You were very consistent about citing your sources of information. You had one visual that included a combination of dramatic image and some statistical information on it that I thought was an effective way of getting that idea across. So that worked really well. The visual materials I thought were integrated into speech pretty well. The last one you're using primarily just as a transition or signpost for the third point. It's okay. I enjoyed it. I didn't know that Hulk Hogan had anything to do with the oceans, though. WWF, right? That's why they switched, because they got sued by that group. And I kind of have to agree with Daniel. The one thing about the speech that really just needs work is that you need to be reading it less, because it sounds like you're reading it. Now, we're not emphasizing delivery right now. That wasn't a big deal in what we're doing, so it's nothing to panic about. But that'll be something that you really want to work on the next presentation, because it seems like you've got all the technical stuff down. You're in good shape here. Now you just need to sell it a little bit more, talk to us, make eye contact. I know you've got all that data, and you want to make sure that you get all the data in, but because when you're so focused on the data, you tend not to focus on us. All right, thank you.